Good evening, I'm Brendan Miller. Thanks for joining us. Local MP Patricia Haidu is responding to Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre's statement last week, calling for Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to reopen Parliament so MPs can address Donald Trump's threat of a 25% tariff. Trudeau announced on January 6th, when he stepped down as Prime Minister, that Parliament is prorogued until March 24th. In his statement, Poilievre said Parliament should reopen to pass new border controls, agree on trade retaliation, and prepare a plan to rescue Canada's weak economy. Haidu says convening Parliament isn't needed to combat the tariff threat. She says everyone needs to come together with the common goal of defending Canada.
Right now, playing partisan tricks about recalling Parliament. That's not what we need. What we need is actually all parties to stand together, including Canadians, and say that we will protect Canadian interests. So that's what governance is. Governance is actually put aside the tricks and really focus on the challenge in front of us.
After signing on to the provincial policing legislation, the Anishinaabe Police Service received $514 million to upgrade their officer power and resources. One of the newest additions prior to the funding boost is a new NAPS headquarters here in Thunder Bay. TBT News was lucky enough to get a tour of the new facility. The new headquarters for the Anishinaabe Police Service is now located at 973 Balmoral Street and is quite a bit larger than the old HQ on Court Street. Construction of the new HQ was being completed when Chief Terry Armstrong returned in March of last year. He's very content with the size of the new facility.
We're in a brand new headquarters, and it's a big building with, we have several floors here. We can house our specialty units, our central region, our main headquarters.
With the ample space, it gave NAPS the ability to add plenty of training facilities, such as classrooms, gyms, shooting ranges, and even a state-of-the-art virtual reality simulator to help officers train for response inside households. It's so advanced that one officer mentioned other police services have used it for training. Armstrong thinks all of this will help with the working environment in the force as well.
Well needed. Court Street, we'd grown out of it years ago. So now it's we got a little bit of room to give people their office space and better working environment all around.
All of this comes in advance of the force expansion NAPS is expecting over the next few years. With the new facilities, they'll be able to keep the 34 First Nations communities safer than ever. City of Thunder Bay continues the process of hiring a new urban forester. This after Daniel Corbett suddenly resigned last summer, claiming senior staff ignored his suggestions for tree maintenance around Thunder Bay. City officials say besides hiring the next person for that position, they also need to update the urban forestry plan. The most recent plan included more than 20 key recommendations on how to manage the city's tree population. These included diversifying the tree canopy, establishing routine maintenance, creating a better budget plan, and public education initiatives. City Parks Manager Corey Halverson says although the plan is dated, much of it is still relevant.
We've been actively managing and responding to urban forest needs throughout that period. And again, all that information is going to help inform a truly updated urban forest management plan moving forward. That's still our objective, but we do continue to follow the objectives that are outlined in that document, as there's still much of it is still relevant. It's more of an update. It's not a complete new approach that we're going to be bringing forward. So,
Halverson adds the city will be more thoughtful in their approach when it comes to trees, such as removing infected ones and replacing them, and being more proactive with maintenance. He expects a new urban forester will be hired within the next few weeks. Blueprint Studios officially opened their doors to the public last January and is now celebrating their one-year anniversary. The celebration highlights everyone who brought the studio to life with their dedication, skill, and passion. Emma Chilton has the story.
Blueprints is a post-production and music recording facility that produces anything from musicians, sound effects for film and TV, and post-production. Studio owner John Paul D. Rover says that their first official year has been nothing short of busy.
We kind of opened with a bang 1 year ago, and we had projects that were already ongoing at the time. And then since then, it's been great. The phone rings every day, and there's a new project, a new challenge. We take on a variety of different types of work, so we're constantly changing what we're working on. And so it's not like a factory where you just kind of like, create the same thing over and over and again every day. It's a new opportunity, a new type of project, a new way of operating that happens to us on a daily basis. So there's a lot of creativity in the work that we get to do, whether it's for a client or just the work that we're kind of doing internally for ourselves.
In the past year, they've introduced multiple new artists to the industry with their Demo Day program. D. Rover says that the space accommodates all kinds of musicians.
Our Demo Day program that we have allows us to drop our pricing so that we can have musicians come in and experience the space. So that allows people that are in the, that don't necessarily have a studio experience. They can now come in and get a sense of what it's like to be in the studio environment. They get a taste of how timing works, in terms of the pressure of the clock. They get a taste of what it is to be in a space that's much larger than a basement or a garage that they may have recorded in before, and also gets them a chance to hear themselves, mixed professionally and edited to a degree that they wouldn't normally have had if they'd done it themselves. So we do this for a lot of, hobbyist musicians as well as younger musicians that wouldn't necessarily have access to something of this caliber.
Emma Chilton, TBT News.
This weekend's Winter Fun Days activity were Let's Talk Science winter experiments, free public swimming at Churchill Pool, and pulp culture collage at the Baggage Arts Center. Families enthusiastically participated in the winter science experiments, and Thunder Bay's community program developer Braden Cassidy shared the day was both successful and busy.
It's so exciting to have free programming for the community, especially in the winter, which can often be an isolating time where, people maybe stay home and they feel like there's not much to do outside. Winter Fun Days gives them, something to do on a Sunday afternoon that's free. Get together with your friends and family and just have fun. Next weekend, as I said, Baggage Building Arts Center has KHEP. Check out their craft. But over at the Kinsman Youth Center on James Street, we are having the Cam River Fighting Walleye do some hockey drills, and you can skate with the team. But we also have a really cool new thing for Winter Fun Days, which are ice bikes from Mosswood Adventures. So these are bicycles specifically made to drive around on the ice, so should be really cool.
For each week's location and activities, you can go to the City of Thunder Bay website /Winter Fun Days. An Australian mining company is hoping to push the Northwest to the forefront of Ontario's lithium production and processing. Green Technology Metals has a number of projects they aim to start over the next few years in this region, including a processing plant here in Thunder Bay. Justin Hardy reports.
Green Technology Metals is aiming for its Seymour lithium project north of Armstrong to be up and running by 2026. As long as all goes according to plan, construction could start this spring. The mine project could bring more than 150 jobs during construction and 100 to 120 jobs for roughly 7 years during the mine's operation. Cameron Henry, managing director of Green Technology Metals, says they expect to pull 150 to 180,000 tons of concentrate from the site per year.
The first few years that will be most likely exported to our Korean partners' facility in Korea to be processed further into lithium chemical. But we also have a plan to develop a chemical facility in Thunder Bay. So certainly for the first sort of 3 to 4 years of production of that facility, the Seymour project is expected to provide feedstock for that chemical facility.
The company is considering one site on Thunder Bay Shipyard Road and 2 other locations in the city for the lithium processing facility. Henry says that project could mean more than 500 construction jobs and 150 to 200 positions for 15 to 20 years while the plant is operational. Henry says Green Technology will select a site for the conversion plant soon.
They are long life facilities. They're extremely important in the global change to support electric vehicles, which Ontario is a huge part of at the moment. So it certainly will bring a lot of jobs and additional funding into the region. Thunder Bay's got a great opportunity here to be at the forefront of lithium production in northwestern Ontario, and we're certainly keen to push that.
Green Technology also has a second project in the region, the Root project near Slate Falls, which the company says holds significant potential. Justin Hardy, TBT News.